I've been playing video games all my life, and 90% of the time, you're the good guy, the hero standing against the forces of evil. But what if you didn't have to be the good guy? For many gamers in the mid-2000s, Fable was the first to give them the freedom to choose between good and evil, and it was great, spawning a whole trilogy, and also Fable the Journey, which I never played or saw any gameplay of, and seeing how it required the Xbox 360 Kinect, which was a bigger flop than Highguard, it's probably safe to assume Fable the Journey wasn't very good. But we're not talking about the Journey. We're talking about the Xbox original. I've been wanting to talk about this game for a while, and now that the series is getting a reboot, the time feels right. So, let's go. So you start a new game, and my name is Klunglemp. It opens with some narration talking about a little boy who dreams of being a hero. Sometimes he'd imagine himself as a powerful wizard or an evil warrior to drive home the point of the morality system. Your father wakes you up telling you it's your sister's birthday, and he'll give you a gold piece for every good deed you do to buy her a present. So then I went around this house and find this guy who says, "I'll give you a coin if you don't tell my wife I'm cheating on her." So I took the bribe, and then went and told his wife anyway to get another gold from my daddy. 2 gold for one thing. Nice. You get 3 gold to buy some chocolates for your sister, but then bandits attack the village, everything's burning, everyone's dying, and you're going to be next. But an old wizard saves you.
My name is Maze.
You mean this maze or that maze? He brings you to the Guild of Heroes, where you meet Whisper and spend the next several years training to be a hero, learning the ways of strength, skill, and will.
Deeds that will bring you the gratitude of thousands, or strike fear into their hearts. Your choices, whether they lead you down the path of good or evil.
Really hammering in that morality system, huh? From here, you can level up, spending your experience on whatever you want, shaping your character how you choose, like if you want to specialize in melee combat, archery, or magic, which I know is very commonplace in RPGs now, but back in 2004, there were so few games on console that I know of that actually let you do this. And one thing this game does that I always appreciate is having bigger weapons that require more strength to use, and still letting you try to use them even if you can't. So to use them, you have to level up your physique, so go and hit people. That red fist that shows up in the corner is the strength experience you get from each attack you land. The X above that is the combat multiplier, which multiplies every kind of experience you get. And if you want skill experience, pull out your bow and shoot someone. If you get him in the head, it falls off and you can kick it around like a soccer ball. And lastly, if you want will experience, you, use magic. It's pretty simple. You gain experience based on how you fight, and those 3 kinds of experience can only be spent on their respective categories, whereas the general experience that falls out of everything you kill in the form of these glowing green orbs can be spent on anything. The morality system, which is one of the biggest selling points of the game, honestly doesn't affect the story very much. It really just comes down to, do you want to do the good or evil version of the same quest? Will you make the good or evil choice? Protect Orchard Farm or raid Orchard Farm? Help the guards bring a criminal to execution? Or help the bandits free him? Kill or spare the leader of the bandits? Kill or spare your childhood friend in the arena in front of thousands of people? And even if you do spare Whisper, she never shows up again after this point in the story. All that changes based on your morality is the way the NPCs react to you, bits of dialogue, and most notably, your appearance. If you're good, you get blue eyes and a halo. If you're evil, your hair starts falling out, you grow horns, your eyes glow red, your hands and feet blacken, and a dark red haze emanates from your body. But whether you're good or evil, you end up doing 95% of the same quests, fighting all the same bosses, and the main story plays out almost exactly the same either way. But still, back in 2004, when this game first released, this sort of thing had never been done before. Your morality isn't the only thing that changes how you look. Your character will get scars depending on how he gets hurt. I remember years ago when I played this game, I got beat up by these werewolf-like creatures called Balverines, and my guy had big claw marks across his face afterward. And not only that, but he will also age based on how long you play the game for. But I just have to ask, how do you go from being 18 to 39 in just 1 week? This dude's got some rapid aging disorder. I love being 20 years old. Ooh, piece of candy. Get off my lawn. Another thing this game did that wasn't common at the time was being able to get married to an NPC and do the sex with your wife, which in this game is just fading to black, followed by the sound of lady noises. And you didn't even have to marry a woman, you could be gay if you wanted to, and remember, this was 2004 when homosexuality wasn't nearly as accepted as it is now. Yeah, getting married and interacting with your spouse through a series of gestures is great and all, but if they wanted to add an extra dash of realism, they should have made staying single give you a melee buff. You could probably say this is an open world game, although it's more like a hallway. You do get to freely explore to some extent, but there are some areas that you're locked out of until you've made enough story progress. But you don't just seamlessly go to each area. There's a loading screen between each one, sort of like in classic Monster Hunter, but that doesn't mean there aren't secrets. You can find these demon doors scattered all over Albion. They ask you to do something like getting a high combat multiplier, or be incredibly evil, or something as simple as turning on your lantern. They hide rare or valuable items, and some even have legendary weapons, and there are 2 of them that you need to open for the main quest because they block the critical path. But those 2 aren't particularly hard to open. There's one that has you gather armor that was stolen from somebody's tomb, and this one that has you spell out his name by hitting these stones with the letters T, S, I, and H on them.
T, S, H, I, D. Shit.
There's also these blue chests with numbers on them, which need a number of these silver keys to open, and the keys can be found all over the place, tucked away in corners, buried in the ground, fished out of the river, shot out of a standing stone with a hole in the top, in a lady's bed. And once you have a chest opened, you still have the keys. They don't just disappear. Personally, I think it would have worked better to have each chest require just 1 key. You open the chest and that key's gone like in most games, but this works too. However, there is one little problem here. You gather all the keys and open all the chests, but with no more silver key chests, you're stuck with a huge pile of useless keys in your pocket. I can't move. Why are these keys so heavy? In spite of your hero training, you still suffer from a severe mental trauma that drives you to kill every innocent person you see and then legally change your name to Arseface. You set out as a guild hero completing quests. Take down a giant wasp, escort some traders through a dark, spooky forest, deal with the biggest bandit clan in the known world. Oh hey, your sister's alive. Clear out a Balverine infestation, fight in the arena. This guy's clearly not evil. Poke around a graveyard. Hey, it's my mommy. Hey, it's Jack of Blades. Whoops, I'm in prison. With no pants on, and the British flag plastered all over my cheeks. Time for a jailbreak. Shoot the Kraken. Oh no, ghosts. Oh no, betrayal. Chase Jack all over the world. He's got my mom and sister. Kill him. Hey, a sword. And that's where the original game ends. You can still roam around the world after the main story is all wrapped up, but in this original Xbox version, you can only play post-game if you sit through the credits in their entirety. If you skip the credits, it throws you back to the title screen without saving, and it just so happens that my most recent save was a fair way back. Now this issue was fixed in the Fable Anniversary Edition, as well as adding more quests and continuing the story to the point where Jack of Blades returns in the form of a dragon. The Anniversary Edition is available on Steam, and I did a full playthrough of it on my other channel a while back, so I'd appreciate if you went and gave that a watch. But the original game ends here, with Jack dead and one last choice to make between destroying the Sword of Eons or killing your own sister and unlocking ultimate power through her blood. And I'm evil, so... I love this game. Some aspects of it didn't age very well, but I can always come back to this one and have a great time. The story is fine, the combat mechanics are solid, there's enough variety in the enemies and boss fights, the level up system is great, the detail that went into it was incredible by 2004 standards, and the game is just fun to pick up and play. There isn't a lot for me to complain about here, but that doesn't mean there's nothing to nitpick for the sake of comedy. For one, there's very little variety in the environment. Everywhere you go is a forest. There's great wood, dark wood, witch wood, my wood. Everywhere is just wood. Pleasant forest, dark spooky forest, pine forest, and then the one small snowy town. And whenever somebody screams, it's just a canned sound effect that's so much quieter than the regular dialogue volume. And honestly, it's kind of funny.
I can't have her. No one else can.
And that is Fable on the original Xbox. The second game greatly improved on the first one, and the third game I like less than the second game. Anyway, play the original trilogy. They're all fun. The remaster of the first game is on Steam, but 2 and 3, they were only ever on the Xbox 360. They've never been ported to any other platforms as far as I know. And as of the time I'm recording this, both of them can be found on Amazon for a very reasonable price.